So the Seahawks match up against the Miami Dolphins. The Seahawks will win this Sunday. I know, Christian, you are not.
No,
quite
we'll
on my
save it.
side.
We'll save it.
We'll save it. That's right.
Tell me why. Why will they win?
Let's start just with the basics. It's a home game.
Okay.
They're playing at CenturyLink. It's a tough place to play. It's a tough place to watch a game. I get a headache watching the game. It's so loud. So you got to start there. Again, home field advantage in the NFL is a big-time asset. And in my opinion, with CenturyLink, it blows every home field advantage out of the water. They really, really do have that advantage when it comes to that first game. Number 2. Number 3 for the Seahawks, what's his name? Is it Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson. This guy is dialed in. He got married this summer, and I was a little bit worried. I was like, Russell, please be smart on the honeymoon. Don't gain weight. I hope you're still, doing your footwork and stuff in the sand. But Russell Wilson has a focus this year that I've never seen. I went to a couple practices at the VMAC guys, and I'm telling you right now, he was more focused this year than he was last year. And that's what I was a little bit worried about when he started dating Sierra, or as Colin Cowher likes to say, Ciara. It's just one of those things that, like, that can be a distraction, and it can be bulletin board material for other teams to kind of trash talk. There was even some drama with Future a little bit on Twitter, but it's like, this guy is so focused, and he has one goal. You follow him on Twitter, you follow him on Instagram. Again, not to read too much into social media, but just what he says. I mean, again, he always says the right things, and some people can kind of say, well, that's kind of fake. But again, that's just who this guy is. It's unbelievable. So again, Russell Wilson has, in my opinion, a different focus this year. I think the fact that there's kind of no more drama between Marshawn Lynch and Rawls, who's going to get the carries, we know it's going to be Rawls. And it's going to be interesting to see how he does. Again, coming off an injury.
We don't necessarily know it's Rawls. On the Week 1 depth chart, Christine Michael is the number 1 running back.
I think they're doing that just to get in Miami's head, as they've gotten in your head.
I think that's a Pete Carroll special.
Oh, it's absolutely
I think that's a
Nick Saban does
a
that.
Pete Carroll special.
Scott Westring does that. I mean, that's definitely a play. Definitely a play of the card there.
So for the one and probably only time this will ever happen all year, for the record.
That's right.
I'm actually agreeing with Kellen for the first time ever, and this will only happen once. I think the Seahawks will win this weekend. But
we're recording this, right? So we can go back.
But for none of the reasons you think they are.
All right.
Okay? I think they're going to win because the Dolphins organization is that bad.
Oh.
Ryan Tannehill, you might as well just sit him when they're in the red zone because he ain't going to score once they get down there.
Take a knee.
You might as well just take 3 knees and kick a field goal because they're never going to score. Also, if you look at the Vegas Sportsbook, do you know what Seattle's favored by? They're favored by 11.5.
That's a lot of points.
So, I mean, that's to cover a spread. I mean, I'd bet it any day of the week. You're not going to score on Seattle's defense. I am sorry, Ryan Tannehill cannot move the ball. The only way the defense is going to stop the Seahawks if Ndamukong Suh steps on someone. It's about the only way that's going to happen. So,
that guy needs the email notebook.
So two 15 personal fouls. I'm calling 2 15 personal fouls. So 30 yards of total offense thanks to Ndamukong Suh for the Seahawks. I think it's just going to be too easy. I think the Seahawks are going to win by more than 11.5, guaranteed.
All right, Lacey, what do you think?
I'm going to say the Seahawks will win this weekend.
Homework coming out.
But yeah, I think really like Kellen said, the home field advantage is such a key thing, especially at CenturyLink with the 12th man there. So, and I think getting past Seahawks defense is going to be difficult for the Dolphins. But I'm more interested to hear what Christian's got to say about why he thinks the Dolphins are going to win.
Well, you get 3 points at home, by the way, on the sports book. You get 3 points just for playing at home in Seattle.
Okay. All right. So like Lacey alluded to, half for the sake of being different, but more so because I think on Sunday the Seahawks will lose.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Reason being,
lose every week.
Reason being, Miami's defensive line will be too much for the Seahawks' offensive line. Okay, we know the Seahawks don't really spend any assets, meaning money or draft picks, on their offensive line. They kind of put it in Russell Wilson's hands or Tom Cable's hands, whoever they trust to outperform their offensive line. That's where they put their faith in. All right, who have the Seahawks struggled with in the past who are built similarly?
The Rams.
The Rams. They beat the Seahawks twice. The Rams beat the Seahawks twice last year. Why?
Todd Gurley.
No, defensive line play. Their
defensive line just beat them up.
Todd Gurley jumped over Kim Chancellor.
They just beat him up. That's the only reason you could. Who plays Todd Gurley's the only skill position player you can name on the Rams right now? right?
You can't name Jared Goff because he's inactive.
Right? So who else plays
That's true.
who plays offense for the Rams?
Marshall Falk.
20 years ago.
25 years ago, Kurt Warner was the quarterback when that happened. So here's my deal about this: is that I think the Seattle Seahawks' ineptitude at O-line makes Russell Wilson better.
I disagree.
Because I think Russell Wilson's main idea is his escapability and his elusiveness, and I think he's too small to play NFL quarterback. So I think with the holes in that O-line, give him throwing windows. When holes open up, I think it gives him windows to throw the ball because he can't sit in the pocket and throw the ball. He's too short. So I think Russell Wilson is too short. I think the ineptitude of the O-line opens up windows for him to throw the ball. I think their O-line struggles actually go to Russell Wilson's strengths.
Russell Wilson had the best accuracy when he was in the pocket last year in the NFL.
Just the same bad O-line.
But
No.
it's the same O-line, so he's going to have that same O-line on Sunday. Yet he was the most accurate passer when he stood in the pocket last year, Drew. I'm glad that Christian brought up the defensive line. That's a great point, and especially comparing it to the Rams. I like that comparison because you're absolutely right. We did struggle with that.
It's the matchup. It's a bad matchup. That's all the NFL is, right? It's a matchup. They're going to expose that offensive line. I think that Russell Wilson, it's in his head that the offensive line is bad. He then escapes too often and runs into his own sack.
But he does not escape. I think Russell Wilson does a great job. I don't think he escapes for the wrong reason. Russell Wilson runs, he's elusive, and he runs to extend plays, not to scramble out of the pocket and get yards. And he's smart enough to know not when to take a hit, and he's smart enough, knows when to lose the ball, and smart enough, knows when to take a sack. It's a mental thing.
I totally agree with you and twice on Sunday, but here's the thing, Christian. Do you actually think the Dolphins are going to put points up against the Seahawks defense?
That's a great question.
New head coach Anthony Ghost has had success with guys like Tim Tebow in the past.
Do the Dolphins still have that big linebacker guy with all the veins?
Whoa.
So
what are you saying about Tim Tebow now?
I'm not saying anything.
Don't. This is the happiest day of me and Kellen's life. He was just signed to a major league deal.
Kellen and I's.
If he can do it with
Whatever.
Tim Tebow, he can do it with anybody else.
I'm done with you. It's Ryan Tannehill. It's Ryan Tannehill.
What's your point? Ryan Tannehill has never lost to the Seahawks.
Christian, give us a score.
Well, yeah, what's your...
Oh, the score. That's the part.
0-0?
No, it's not going to be 0-0. Oh, it's not going to be very high. It'd be like a 23-17, maybe.
No, yeah, how are those 23...
Maybe.
Is 23 going to come in with, what, 6-7 field goals? I mean...
Doesn't matter how it gets there, as long as it gets there.
That's true.
If
That's
Ryan
a good point.
Tannehill throws for more than one touchdown pass, I will wear Dolphins gear in studio.
I got it for you. I definitely have
Wait,
it for you.
what was that?
If he throws for more than one touchdown pass, it's just not going to happen.
So,
Okay.
So he's got it. Okay.
Hey, folks,
Arian
you heard that
Foster's
here,
going to run the
here
ball.
first.
Arian Foster's going to run the ball.
Is he hurt?
No.
No.
I'm just saying, he's
always
always
hurt.
hurt.
Healthy
That was
enough.
cold.
I have no room to
That
talk,
was
but he's always
cold.
hurt. He's always
Oh, Lord.
he's always hurt.
I feel like there's validity in my argument of
If
the defensive
anyone
line.
calls in and agrees with
No, it's
you,
Christian. It's a great argument. But I just think it's hard when you don't have really any offensive backing. You know,
Well,
to your
Jarvis
We're
Landry,
running-
Ryan Tannehill, Arian Foster, they can all get the job done.
I don't even think Dan Marino thinks the Dolphins are going to win. I'm going to be honest with you.
oh, I just
There's validity in the argument.
no.
It's a decent enough argument.
No, I think
If
your
Miami
argument-
was at home, you might have a little bit of.
That's
a
where
point.
Tannehill beat the Seahawks.
Do you understand
Being
that?
at home.
At
do you
home, not at Central
Do you understand that Vegas thinks they're 11.5-point favorites? And if
We'll put
they-
a couple dollars on the
Time out.
Dolphins and make some money.
Hey, and if they were Christian, if they were away, if the Seahawks were away, you only get 3 points. You get a 3-point favorite for being at home. If they were away, they still think they're a touchdown better than them.
That's all right. Maybe I'm smarter than Vegas. Maybe I have.
If you
we'll
were
find
smarter
out.
than Vegas,
what happens?
we're going this weekend.
What,
If you're smarter than Vegas, we're going this weekend.
what
I'm
happens
making
when
some
the
money.
Seahawks lose? Like, really?
Lacey, how do you feel about Christian's
I mean,
take?
I don't know. I'm not wearing Dolphins gear either way, though.
I mean, you do look good in green, but I mean, that's,
come
I'm
on.
gonna stick. I'm gonna stick with what I think. I think the defensive line will expose the Seahawks offensive line.
Their best offensive players, Arian Foster, and the dude needs a walker and AARP card.
all right, Christian, we're gonna do a bet here. I mean, we already have the bet with Drew and the Tannehill touchdown. So, Drew, Christian, need your eyes.
In your eyes.
Need your eyes here. Christian,
He's producing.
I need your eyes.
He's producing.
Okay.
I gotta look at you here.
You got
bud.
me.
Okay, if the Dolphins win,
Oh, wow.
I will buy you a Firelli's pizza. If they lose, you buy me a Domino's pizza because I like Domino's better. How's that sound?
Put
Can
your,
I- can I be
put
in
your
on the
money where
pizza
your
thing?
mouth is. Put your money where your mouth
okay.
is. Say it with your chest.
Okay. I will. God,
He's not even confident.
You're on air. Be confident.
Christian, this should just show your argument is.
I got to make rent, guys. No, I'm just playing.
We're all starving college students here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just playing,
just
guys.
trying to make ends meet.
I'll bring breakfast into the studio next week
if they lose.
if they lose.
Okay.
When
Well, I
they
appreciate that.
When
Yeah,
they lose.
Christian.
Yeah,
If-
when they lose.
if-
Look at the homer over there talking like she knows.
She didn't
it.
have an argument. She's like, yeah, they're gonna win.
They're just gonna win.
So Heine's in
Christian's
studio. Heine's gonna go to the
come sit
mic.
next to me, buddy. Come hang
Heine's
out.
So
gonna go to
our
the
number
mic.
one fan, Heine, is in studio right now, and we're gonna
So-
get his opinion on the Seahawks this weekend.
hey.
Heine, tell us what the Seahawks will do.
All right, kind of here. Take the.
They got the Dolphins.
No, they got the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And Christian.
No. Don't say anything. Just we want his opinion.
All right.
What do we do against the Dolphins?
I think the Seahawks are going to win, right?
Yeah.
I don't like Ryan Tannehill that much.
Okay, hey, but why
'cause you
why
don't
why
like
do you
him.
think the Seahawks will win? Just kind of quick
Besides the fact that
synopsis.
Ryan Tannehill is.
It's quarterback. Russell Wilson is a way better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill.
It's
and
a quarterback's league.
It's a quarterback's league.
It could be a quarterback's league, but if the Dolphins' defensive line eats up the offensive line of the Seahawks, which is the weakest part of that team, the best part of the Dolphins is their defensive line. The worst part of the Seahawks is their offensive line. So when the Dolphins' defensive line eats up the Seahawks' offensive line,
That's one matchup
and
though.
takes
Remember.
out, not takes out of the game, but keeps Russell Wilson in check, then what are the Seahawks going to do?
I don't know. The only
I don't know.
the only defensive line that's actually really good is the Rams, and that's who they have trouble with.
Exactly.
That's-
They're built
yeah.
just like the Rams, which is exactly what
Dolphins did lose Vernon, right, to the Giants.
I said. Olivier Vernon? Who do they got? They got
Right.
Cam Wake, they got Ndamukong Suh, Earl Mitchell, and Mario Williams.
The Dominican Suh is going to give him 30 yards of free offense with personal fouls.
It's okay if he takes away 30.
I think Mario Williams is just the name's right there, so I think it's just a hype name. His
I
numbers
agree.
aren't there. They lost their best defensive lineman from last year.
Seahawks
next to Sue.
Yeah.
The Seahawks line only got better. They drafted our first round.
Seahawks lost Jermaine Irfetti this morning
Yes,
to injury.
that is true.
They just got worse.
I just think
Where they're going to get exposed, they just got
Christian,
worse.
you have a great, as we're wrapping up here, Christian, I think you have a great point that the defensive line for the Dolphins is extremely talented. I just don't think it's enough to beat the Seahawks. And you got to get that through your brain.